Hello, epic viewers from around the world. Prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another riveting, captivating, stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What item will I be unboxing? What item will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What item is encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify the answer to that inquiry right here, right now, so bear with me. It will only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the item from the box and subsequently flaunt it in front of the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go. The unboxing process is about to commence. Unboxing process is officially underway. What item have I prompted? What item have I drawn forth? What item have I elicited? This figurine is no more the moniker of Deadpool. Is he an illustrious, stoic, noble, valiant, divine warrior? He is. I love Deadpool. He's a skilled martial artist. He's nimble. He has physical prowess. He's mighty. He's aggressive. And he has audacity to charge in the fray of battle and trounce any adversary within his proximity. He also comes bundled with nunchucks that he can wield. Do I have any gripes appertaining to this figurine? Well, he lacks finger joint articulation, which is a salient issue in my opinion. Most Toy Biz Marvel Legends figurines have finger joint articulation. I believe he's derived from Marvel Legends Series 3, or possibly Marvel Legends Series 4. For $8, you couldn't go wrong purchasing this figurine. He comes with a holster for the nunchuck accessory, or the nunchucks accessory. His fingers are a bit loose. Let me flaunt him in front of the camera. I love his muscle tones, I love his hues, I love his aesthetics, I love his shadings, I love his sculpt. I love the fact that he has a diaphragm joint. Oh, he doesn't have a diaphragm joint. I thought he did. I retract my previous statement. His seam lines aren't very noticeable. I love his biceps. They truly accentuate his physical prowess. I love his abs. They truly accentuate his physical prowess as well. You can tell just by taking a gander at the figure that he's mighty, ferocious, and does not easily waver or yield when pitted up against a diabolical, sadistic, coercive, malicious, conniving, cunning, notorious, infamous, deadly villain who's adamant about trouncing any superhero that dares to oppose him. I'm striving to slide the nunchucks into his hands without compromising the integrity of his hands. There's a little hook at one of the ends of the armament. Alright, I don't need to utilize it. I can just abstain from utilizing it. I could just return it to its original position. He has a Deadpool, not Deadpool, the Daredevil symbol embedded on his chest. I love Daredevil. He's obviously derived from the prodigious Marvel Universe. His head seems to be on a ball joint rather than a disjoint. It could be ascended or descended at your own discretion. I really don't want to tamper with the joints too much. I don't want to fiddle around too much. I don't want to loosen the joints in any facet. I want them to be strong and sturdy. This figurine's just remarkable in nearly every facet. The only issues I have about this figurine is that he lacks finger joint articulation. Since he lacks finger joint articulation, it renders him less posable. If he had finger joint articulation, he could be placed into more. If he had finger joint articulation, he could be placed into more dynamic poses. Plus, if he had finger joint articulation, it would be easier for him to wield his armaments. Since he lacks a diaphragm joint, he cannot bend over as much, or bend backwards as much. He can't really bend backwards, so he has limited articulation, finite articulation, but he still has more articulation than the average Hasbro Marvel Legends figurine. But for $8 plus tax, considering this figurine comes with a stellar accessory, which I no longer have, and nunchucks, and has remarkable texture shadings, paint applications, and exquisite deco, you really can't go wrong. That's my objective opinion. Yours may be disparate from mine. I would have preferred if he had finger joint articulation and a diaphragm joint, but other than that, there's no major gripes. His knees are double jointed, his elbows are double jointed. He has a minor ankle pivot. He can swirl his wrists. Oh, actually he can. Well, he could swirl his forearm, but not his wrist. So he has a lot to offer. He has a copious amount of points of articulation. He just could utilize more. He's truly the embodiment of Daredevil. He truly captures the essence of Daredevil in an action figure form. He's not marred with scratches or scuffs or dents. He has a chip on his face. It may be arduous to pinpoint. I don't know if you could discern his defects without seeing him up close with a magnifying glass. But he doesn't have any major scuffs or scratches. All the joints seem to be intact. None of his appendages are missing, so he's all there. Holistically, this figure is just amazing. The body parts are amalgamated together in order to form a remarkable, divine, unprecedented figurine. This is my favorite version of Daredevil. This particular version of Daredevil is the quintessential version of Daredevil. So here he is once again, taking a gander as his figurine renders me jubilant, buoyant, and gratified. I have no qualms about my purchase and decision. In retrospect, I would have purchased him again. So for under $20, you really can't go wrong. Especially considering that the alternative, the Hasbro Daredevil, is not as appealing and doesn't have as much utility. Does this figurine have a pragmatic use? Of course he does. It can be flaunted on my shelves with my prodigious action figure collection. Staring at him renders me a happier person and a more optimistic person. Daredevil has the temerity to overcome any villain that opposes him. He will fend off evil, he will ward off evil, he will thwart evil every day of the week. He's a protector, an ally to good, a nightmare of evil. Or a nightmare to evil. Alrighty, so here he is once again. He's essentially a refined version of Deadpool. Why do I say that? Because prior to the advent of him being released, the other Marvel figurines were just not up to par with Toy Biz Marvel Legends figurines that were released amid the early 2000s. So I'm sure that there's other versions of Deadpool, or at least one other version of Deadpool, that Toy Biz released prior to the advent of releasing this particular figurine, but that version of Deadpool is likely not as divine as this one. This figurine is divine. Deadpool will pummel his adversaries to bloody pulp. He'll smite them, he'll bludgeon them, he'll slaughter them. Actually, he doesn't do that. I'm just exaggerating. I'm being facetious. He's a hero. He shows mercy against his adversaries. Or he shows mercy on his adversaries. Or perhaps against his adversaries. That sounds more efficacious. I do not need to waste my time with semantics. Let's just move on. Here's the figurine once again. I recommend buying him when you get a chance. I hope that you found this video to be intriguing, enthralling, and captivating. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.